Now this is what you call a Pokémon battle. This is the kind of battle that I've wanted to see in Horizons for so long. One that is intense, well animated and choreographed, deeply personal, chock full of meaning and significance, and between two characters that we genuinely care about and want to see succeed, that wanted to be stronger and that are evenly matched, to the point that realistically either could win. The kind of battle that keeps you thrilled and engaged the whole way through. Horizons finally delivered such a spectacle, and I could not be happier. Throw in the fact that every important character in this arc was here to witness this magnificent event, and you get an episode that was simply wonderful from start to finish. The perfect finale to such an awesome arc. So let's break the episode down. I will tell you exactly what happened, my thoughts and opinions on it, and why it and the battle were such masterful displays. The episode begins with Dot battling Roy's doppelganger. Even though he is already against the ropes, Dot goes for the overkill by using Terastallization. Confusingly though, he does not respond in kind, so he is unsurprisingly wrecked. Which he readily accepts, since it's not surprising that one of the heroes of the school is strong. Turns out Penny spread the news of their battle against the Explorers, which gets Liko and Roy a lot of praise and admiration from fellow students, including Nemona. This makes them all look forward to Liko and Roy's battle. Nice to see them all get so much more recognition. They obviously deserve it. Rhyme soon arrives to set the stage for the long-awaited clash with a rap. Liko and Roy both agree to do their best and have a great battle. Before they get to said battle though, they chat with their rival, Nemona and Anne, and one of the gym leaders, Rhyme and Kathy, they faced during the Terastallization course. They encourage Liko and Roy, recognize how much they've grown, and voice their excitement for what will surely be an amazing battle. I love that Kathy points out that Liko is a lot more confident now, evidenced by how much she is looking forward to facing Roy. With the preamble out of the way, Liko and Roy confidently stand on the battlefield ready to begin what will go on to be one heck of a battle witnessed by a bunch of noteworthy characters. Namely Clavel, Geeta, the Elite Four, the gym leaders that oversaw their tests, Anne, Dot, Nemona, Penny, and a very special guest, Arven, who I correctly predicted would appear in this episode, though sadly, like I also rightfully guessed, he does not get to do much. In fact, it's worse than I expected, since he does nothing. He doesn't even talk, which is a shame. I get that Paldean Winds already gave him some animated spotlight, but it would have been nice to have Horizons give him some more. Hopefully it will in the future. So the battle begins with Floragato and Fuecoco clashing with Magical Leaf and Flamethrower respectively, which cancel each other out. They then clash with Quick Attack and Flame Charge respectively. This collision has a clear winner. They use Quick Attack and Flame Charge again, but this time Fuecoco avoids a clash and instead runs circles around Floragato, taking advantage of the speed boost from Flame Charge to apply a hit and run tactic. Floragato counters by lassoing him with her flower yo-yo. This however does not stop him for long. He keeps running around, taking Floragato for a spin, hoping to break free. But he fails since she stands her ground and uses his momentum to spin him around and slam him into the ground, dealing some serious damage, forcing Roy to switch Pokémon. The battle gets off to a good start. I always love seeing moves clash, especially physical ones, since they usually lead to more intense and thrilling confrontations. Moreover, there is a lot of movement. Rapid movement at that, with slick animation and lots of flair. which makes this first part of the battle very dynamic, thrilling, and engaging. I also love that it perfectly illustrates how Liko and Roy battle, each in their own way that sets them apart from each other and makes seeing them battle quite interesting because they are almost opposites. Liko finds clever and creative ways to overcome her opponent, while Roy uses brute force and instinctive quick thinking instead. Both approaches are effective, they play off each other well, and they fit each character. It's great that this battle was scripted in a way that highlights this beautifully. Also, it's cool that Liko continues to find smart ways to use Floragato's flower yo-yo. Speaking of, she tries to use the same lasso strategy on Kilowattrel, but it's completely ineffective on a Pokemon that can fly. In fact, it's turned against Floragato, who almost gets a taste of her own medicine. But Liko smartly has her use Magical Leaf to cushion her fall. She then uses Magical Leaf again, but Kilowattrel flies around at full speed, seemingly trying to avoid the Magical Leaf, which is futile, since it's an attack that cannot miss. However, it turns out that its true objective is to get a boost via wind power to break through Magical Leaf with Spark. Floragato counters with Scratch, but Kilowattrel overpowers her, dealing some good damage and paralyzing her, forcing Liko to switch Pokemon. This second part of the battle is also very good. It keeps the same fast and dynamic pace of the first part, but with some added verticality that makes it even more exciting and intense. The animation remains top-notch, and more than anything, it's just so great to finally see Kilowattrel shine in battle. It has battled wonderfully thus far. So Kilowattrel uses Spark, but Hattrem stops it with Confusion, which she also uses to hilariously pinball it around. However, Kilowattrel uses Uproar to break free and to stagger her. It then uses Spark again. Hattrem attempts to stop it once more with Confusion, but she fails this time. Not sure why, because Kilowattrel doesn't do anything different. A third Spark seals the deal when Hattrem does not avoid it, since she chooses instead to heal Floragato by removing her paralysis, revealing that Hattrem's ability is fittingly Healer. Now, this third part of the battle is the only one I don't like and take issue with. Turns out that I was right. Hattrem did end up being defeated by Kilowattrel, so I was prepared for this. However, I did not think that it would be this bad of a defeat. She was defeated in under a minute. She used Confusion twice, but apparently only the first one was effective, meaning she basically only landed one hit. Her biggest contribution was healing Floragato, which yeah, is nice. It suits her role as healer and support, and it helps Liko greatly by allowing Floragato to battle unburdened. Hattrem basically passes the torch to her, entrusting her with carrying the team to victory. However, this means that Hattrem has no direct effect on the battle, as in she does not get to contribute by actually battling, which is very unfortunate, especially considering what happened in the implementation test. Like Kilowattrel, this was her chance at redemption, but she was once again given the short end of the stick. Speaking of, building upon what I said earlier, Kilowattrel did make a triumphant comeback, and this third part of the battle solidifies this. It's just too bad it's at the expense of Hattrem. Like I predicted, I'm left feeling conflicted. I'm happy for Kilowattrel, but sad for Hattrem. So Kilowattrel uses Spark. Liko wants to use the lasso strategy again, but she hesitates when she recalls what happened. This makes Floragato fumble her yo-yo toss, which actually works in their favor since this bamboozles Kilowattrel, allowing Floragato to land a hit with Scratch, knocking it out. Yeah, not much to say here other than Kilowattrel had a good run, but it ended in a hilarious anticlimactic and facepalming way that feels quite silly. So, predictably, it all comes down to the starters. Fuecoco uses Flamethrower, but Floragato uses the same bamboozle tactic. It works again, allowing her to once again sucker punch her opponent. This time literally, since she actually learns the move just like I predicted. Though this is strangely given very little fanfare. She just learned a new move, something that normally gets a lot more attention, recognition, and acknowledgement. The battle continues with a clash between Magical Leaf and Flamethrower. Fuecoco then avoids a sucker punch and Floragato avoids a stomping tantrum. They then collide head-on with quick attack and flame charge. All the while, Liko and Roy reminisce about all the times they battled each other, trained together, battled side by side, and saw each other battle, which makes them ultimately conclude that so long as they are together, they can reach even greater heights, which they boldly declare in unison while dripping with sweat and with an intense, joyful expression, clearly showcasing how invested and fired up they are. I absolutely love this part of the battle. These flashbacks elevate it wonderfully. They beautifully highlight just how personal this battle is for both characters. They've been through so much together. From their humble beginnings back when they couldn't even use moves and were basically completely helpless, to being able to battle legendary Pokémon, the Explorers, the Elite Four, gym leaders, and each other here and now, in an intense battle that has earned them the praise, recognition, and acknowledgement of so many amazing characters that have witnessed and fostered their incredible growth. It all culminates in this showdown right here. Their journey has led them to this stage where they can show off just how far they've come and how much farther they can still go. Not only to everyone who has been with them throughout, but also, and most importantly, to each other. To the one who was there closer and more involved than anyone else. Depicted beautifully here with their eyes reflecting each other. This is not just a battle between rivals, it's a battle between best friends, which makes it not only extremely personal, but also supremely emotional. It's a testament to their incredible growth, their infinite potential, and their unyielding bond with and belief in one another. The ingredients for the perfect, ideal battle are here. Powerful, meaningful, and emotional narrative and personal stakes combined with stellar animation, choreography, and intensity, and a thirst to get better, to be stronger. This is everything Horizons was lacking up to this point, which is why its battles were never able to get even close to the best ones from the previous anime. This is it. This is what Pokemon battles should be. It took a while, but we're finally here and I couldn't be happier. Hopefully we get more like this in the future. So this realization of how much Liko means to him makes Roy and Fuecoco in Super Saiyan mode sing. Everyone sings and dances alongside them, including the audience with Hassel hilariously crying and Liko and Floragato. This ultimately leads to Fuecoco evolving, which we all knew was coming, but is no less amazing to see because of it. Now, I was a huge advocate for Fuecoco evolving during the battle with Rhyme. It just makes perfect sense, right? But they chose to have it happen here instead. While it's not as fitting, it's certainly more significant and meaningful this way, given everything I mentioned earlier about how important this battle is for Liko and Roy. So, determining that they want to go all out against their newly evolved opponent who want to respond in kind, both sides unleash Terastallization. I love that Liko actually cracks a confident, fired up smile. She's clearly having a blast, which is very nice to see, and a sign of her incredible growth. Also, the animation here is simply wow. Chef's kiss, and it stays this way until the battle ends. Floragato and Crocalor clash with Magical Leaf and Flamethrower. While they seem even at first, Floragato takes the lead, though Crocalor ultimately wins. However, Floragato avoids the Flamethrower. They then clash with Flame Charge and Quick Attack. This culminates in Floragato's defeat, which makes sense. Quick Attack is not boosted by Terastall in this case, while Flame Charge is. Plus, Floragato is of course weak to fire. I think this final part of the battle is fantastic. Like I stated earlier, I love seeing moves clash, especially physical ones. And here we get two clashes, one physical and all of them with Terastall, which elevates them further, especially since the animation was crisp and superb. Also, it's great to see more battles where Terastall is not used for just one move. It still could've and should've been used for a few more though. But you know, runtime is a thing, unfortunately. So Liko and Floragato lament their loss, but with a smile, since they know they did their best, while Roy and Crocalor happily celebrate their win. Liko and Roy then shake hands while their Pokemon look at each other firmly, clearly illustrating how much they all respect each other. Liko losing means that most of us were wrong, which yeah, is unfortunate, but I'm not too bitter about it. Emphasis on too. It still does sting to see Liko lose, especially after battling as well as she did. But given how things unfolded, I can accept it. So Anne announces that she will return to Indigo Academy inspired to do her best by the battle she just witnessed. She and Liko promise to battle each other again. Liko, Roy, and Dot then speak with everyone that had a hand in their growth. Liko speaks with Geeta, who says that Liko should challenge their Pokemon League, which she hopefully does. Rika, who says that it was a great battle to the point that she almost forgot to breathe. Kathy, who congratulates her for completing the course and tells her to take care. And Grusha, who points out that she lost, making him sound like a jerk again, but he fixes it by saying that this means she can still get stronger. He even tells her to stop by to visit, so he's definitely mellowed out. Dot thanks Larry from a distance. She speaks to Iono, who calls her, surprised that the tournament already ended. I'm ashamed that I did not notice that she was not present until now. Poppy approaches Dot to offer praise and express how happy she is that Dot has grown so much. And Penny once again thanks Dot for everything she did after revealing that she knows Dot is Needle Thing since she is subscribed. Roy has Rhyme say that they shook her soul. Having her witness Fuecoco's evolution alleviates the fact that it didn't happen while battling her like I hoped. Though sadly, we did not get to see her reaction when it happened. Nemona tells Roy that the trainer she had her eye on did not disappoint. Precious congratulates him, stating that adolescents sure grow up fast. And Hassel cries because he's so moved. I'm so glad that all these amazing characters get one final, at least for this arc, chance to cement their effect on the main characters and the narrative, as well as their presence in this series and the significance they had, especially since they spent the entire match praising Liko and Roy. Hopefully this isn't the last time we see all of them. With their goodbyes taken care of, Liko and friends assemble outside the academy to depart together towards their next adventure with their respective dreams in mind. They all appear to be glowing, which might be because of the sun's dusky glow, or maybe they got Terastall in more ways than one. In any case, they look amazing here. The animation is literally brilliant. The episode then cuts to Coral and Sidian, who ironically eat a sandwich and an onigiri respectively, the names they went with while undercover at the academy. What a funny touch. The episode then cuts to Explorer HQ. Spinel analyzes the data stolen by Chelsea, who reveals that Hamber is asking for him. Spino disregards this because clearly he is above following orders, and Hamber cannot do anything to him since only he can handle Lacunium. Chelsea backs up his defiance by saying that she didn't even report the data she stole. So 100% confirmed that they are both working for their own gains and are thus the real traitors. The episode and arc end with them ominously studying the data on Terapagos. So yeah, overall this is for me without a doubt the best battle in Horizons yet. From the animation, to the intensity of it, to the choreography and pacing of it, to the meaning and significance behind it, everything about it was a cut above the rest, ensuring that it far eclipses every other battle in this series thus far. While it's not perfect since Hattrem was unfortunately mistreated again and I wanted to see Liko win, it is still undoubtedly a masterpiece and the new golden standard for what battles in this series should be. The gathering of so many fantastic characters ensured that the episode itself ended up being wonderful as well from start to finish. Easily the best in this arc and certainly one of the best in this series. But that's the review and the video. Please let me know what you think of this episode in the comments below. Consider subscribing, dropping a like, and supporting me directly through channel membership, Patreon, or buy me a coffee. And click the links on screen to see my reviews of the previous 3 episodes. Thank you so very much for watching.